The cries of two newborns echoed through the grand estate, filling the air with promises of new beginnings. The villagers gathered outside, eager to celebrate the arrival of the long-awaited twins. But inside the mansion, the wealthy parents' hearts were already set captivated by only one of the babies. Adara was a vision, her face round, and eyes wide with an almost angelic glow. Her skin was smooth and fair, her tiny hands soft as silk. The other baby, Adana, lay quietly beside her sister. Her features were less refined, her hair coarser, her eyes lacking the sparkle that made her twin a sight to behold. With a single, silent look, the parents' choice was made. Adara would be their pride, their treasured child. And as for Adana, she would remain in the shadows. From the very beginning, the girls' lives were divided like night and day. As Adara grew, she was adorned in the finest clothes, showered with gifts, and treated with gentle affection. She was loved, respected, and celebrated at every turn. But for Adana, life became a series of cold looks, harsh words, and endless chores. Each morning, while Adara was served breakfast on a silver platter, Adana was handed a broom and mop, expected to clean the vast estate from top to bottom. Her hands grew calloused, her back ached, yet the parents never showed her kindness or gratitude. For every spot of dust missed, she was met with harsh words. She was treated as if she were nothing more than a servant, an unworthy presence in a family of wealth. As years passed, the difference between the sisters deepened. Adara grew up beautiful, spoiled, and adored by all. She had suitors from neighboring villages, drawn to her by her beauty and her family's riches. Adana, on the other hand, faded into the background, her spirit weighed down by years of neglect and hardship. But even in her suffering, Adana remained kind-hearted and resilient. Her spirit was unbreakable, her soul glowing with an inner strength. Villagers who caught glimpses of her working around the estates noticed her quiet dignity, and some even whispered among themselves, wondering why such a beautiful soul was treated so harshly. One evening, the family held a grand feast to celebrate Adara's engagement to a wealthy suitor. As laughter and music filled the air, Adana was made to scrub the floors, barely given a moment's rest. Watching her sister's radiant smile and feeling the sting of her parents' neglect, Adana's heart ached. But she swallowed her pain, working quietly, accepting her fate. Until that night, as the festivities died down, Adara suddenly collapsed, her face pale, her body writhing in pain. Chaos ensued, and everyone scrambled to help the favored daughter. Healers were summoned, rituals performed, but Adara's condition grew worse by the hour. She was struck by an ailment none could cure. Desperate, the mother wailed, pleading with the gods, willing to give up anything to save her beloved child. It was then that an elder approached the family, his voice firm but gentle. "Your suffering is not without cause," he said. "You have ignored a sacred bond, neglected the very blood that shares her soul with your Adara." The parents stared at the elder, their faces twisted in confusion and fear. "What do you mean?" they asked. "You have neglected your own child, Adana, treating her as less than the dust beneath your feet." The elder continued, "You must seek her forgiveness, for a curse has taken root in your household." At first, they scoffed at the elder's words, refusing to believe that their treatment of Adana could have any impact on Adara's life. But as Adara's condition worsened, they were left with no choice. They approached Adana, their hearts heavy with shame. "Forgive us," they pleaded, their voices trembling. Adana looked into her parents' eyes, seeing them vulnerable for the first time in her life. Her heart softened, and with tears in her eyes, she forgave them. From that moment, Adara's health began to improve, the color returned to her cheeks, and she soon recovered. Though Adara's beauty remained, it was Adana's heart that won over the people's admiration. She had forgiven the unforgivable, showing a kindness beyond measure. Humbled, her parents never again took her for granted. treating both daughters with the respect they deserved. The moral lesson of this story is that true wealth isn't measured by riches, but by the love, kindness, and respect we show to others. When we treat people with fairness and compassion, we create lasting joy and harmony in our lives, and in the lives of those around us.